Hey there, friends. On today's adventure, we're going to discuss horror films and how they messed me up as a child. Today, I have a special Halloween episode where I'm going to talk about a few horror films I watched as a kid. I remember sitting down with one of my older brothers and we were watching a movie called House on Haunted Hill. Not the 90s one, but the one from 1960s with Vincent Price, who was known as the master of horror, at least for the classic horror films. He was in House of Wax. He was in some film adaptations of Edgar Allan Poe's short stories. Vincent Price, he also did the narration for the famous Michael Jackson Thriller video. He had the laugh at the end. I had nightmares for years from watching House on the Haunted Hill. What is the film about? These guests get invited to this house, this mansion, to stay one night. And if they can make it all the way through the night until the morning, they will get a nice fat paycheck. But if they leave early, all bets are off. They get nada. This one woman in the film is the focus. She is constantly terrified in the film. Things keep happening to her to frighten her. There's two scenes especially that freaked me out so much. There's a scene in the cellar when all the lights dim and there's this open doorway. This freaky looking woman with white hair glides out of the doorway and she comes towards the woman, and the woman's freaking out and she doesn't know what to do. The woman kind of floats back and goes back through that doorway. The woman runs up the stairs and she has one of the best terrifying horror screams I've ever heard. Not long after this, she and one of the other guests go back down to the cellar, and there's a few different rooms. He wants to determine if there's some kind of secret passage in the wall. He's knocking on one side of the wall. She's asked to knock on the other side of the wall, and she crouches down, and then she faces this woman. Now, this woman is blind. She has this crazy, wild, white hair, and she's going... It freaks the woman out. She starts screaming, and the blind lady floats past her, just... I had nightmares for years from that blind lady, where she appeared in all sorts of dreams that I had. Horror film number 2. When I was a little bit older, my dad made me and one of my older brothers watch this film with the wonderful title, Burnt Offerings. Now, when you think of burnt offerings, you think of, oh, some kind of sacrifice. That's kind of the general idea. So this film was basically about this family who are asked to go take care of this beautiful mansion during the summertime. What they don't know is the house has this living entity about it where it kills one person at a time so that it renews itself. So the house becomes younger. It updates itself. There's a scene at the end of the movie where you think everybody's going to get out of there safe. There were some close calls, but the family's going to get out of there just fine. At the end of the movie, they're all ready to get out of this insane place. The wife, during the summer, she had been taking care of this elderly woman who lived on the top floor of this house, and she would bring her food and everything like that. She said, I need to say goodbye to this woman, let her know why we need to leave. She goes back into the house, and the husband, he's waiting for a long time, and she's not coming back down. He decides to enter the house. He goes all the way up to the top floor, and he goes through this little room that leads into the bedroom. And there's like all of these pictures of different people. He enters the room and he says, "Do you know where my wife went?" The woman turns around. It's his wife, but she's aged. She has white hair. She has this evil look on her face, and she says, "I've been waiting for you, Ben." Gah! She shoves him out the window. He breaks through the glass. He flies several floors down and lands on the car, which his son is currently in. So the kid freaks out. He gets out of the car, and then the house starts to alter itself and update itself. And these bricks from the house fall off, and they kill the kid. The last scene of the movie, it shows pictures of the family except for the wife, because she became like the living entity in human form of the house. It was a horrible, horrible film. Nothing good happened at the end of the film, and I feel like my dad was trying to purposely torture me and my older brother. At the end of the film, me and my brother share this look like, I just lost 2 hours of my life. Thanks, Dad. I'll never get that back. On another occasion, I secretly watched the movie called The Ring because I knew my parents wouldn't approve of it. I was over at a friend's house, and we put the movie in, and we sat on the couch and watched this movie. What stuck in my mind was the part when this little girl, crawls out of the TV. After the movie, I slept on that same couch in front of the blank TV. Basically, the premise is if you watch this really creepy film, The Ring, 7 days later, you're gonna die. I had a lot of difficulty sleeping that night. I kept just staring at the TV. When's she gonna come out? When? Please go ahead, share in the comments below. I'd love to reply to you guys and just see what films made you crap yourself. Have a happy Halloween with the coronavirus. Stay safe. Eat lots of candy. Unless you're diabetic, then eat alternate candy that has no sugar content. Until then, guys, peace and out, yo.